I believe sexuality is fluid. There is a spiritual law of gender which says that there is a masculine as well as feminine element in all things. I think we show up in physical packages that say you're a woman, you're a man, and then society says because you are these things you need to behave in set ways. But if you're really paying attention and you're really connecting with people, you will find the fluidity between both. There are women who they're very feminine, but then there are aspects of them that are masculine and that they take on. And these are things like prescribed socially more so than actual how they're meant to be. And the same thing for men, right? There are men who are very, masculine and they embrace their manhood, but then there are things about them that are feminine. And I think the interesting piece, gender also can be fluid. We live in a day and age where people are deciding, this may be the package I was born into, but I want to choose a different package because I don't feel a particular set way. And I think that's another example of the fluidity that's available to you if you choose it. It may not, and I don't think it's for everyone, but I think there are a special few who are chosen to show the world that you have to be so courageous to be who you truly are and go after it any way you need to. And even if that means, choosing to have an operation or choosing to identify differently than what you've been born, I think that sends a strong message that actually the other side is available to each of us. And if we embrace it, we can create a greater humanity because it's not so much about whether you are a male or a female, but the human being who you are.
I think it's a very interesting topic nowadays to even bring it up because gender roles have shifted a lot. A lot more, at least in my eyes as a man, a lot more women are in power. A lot more men look lackluster. And it's actually kind of interesting to see because I always wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. And it's like now the future is playing out the way I envisioned it would be. So maybe things will work out the way I want to. So I'm all about gender neutrality. Everybody should get what they deserve, regardless of whatever they have in their nether regions.
Sexuality and gender, in my opinion, is all fluid. It's awesome that it's all fluid too. Sexuality, I had to educate some older people recently about all the different kind of categorizations that fall under sexuality and fall under gender. But the beauty of that is that we are in a place now where not only do you get to choose, there's an acceptance around choosing, and people understand that they, can decide to be one thing one day and another thing another day. And really it's just about how you feel and how you choose to express yourself with the world. And sometimes there aren't words to express that. And I feel like specifically when it comes to sexuality, it has a lot to do with how you choose to not only identify, but how you choose to love and express that love in a both physical and spiritual way. And that's kind of amazing that we get to do that and be fluid, which is great.
Sexuality is actually like who you are inside. Everyone is sexual. Everyone enjoys that free flowing piece of them where it's like it's masculine and feminine all put together. But gender is a choice. I don't think anyone should tell someone what gender they are. When you're born, you're told a gender because you have like specific parts. But after a while, you actually get to truly choose your gender. You get to actually figure out what gender works for you, and like you can one day want to be masculine, want to be a boy. You can next day want to be a girl. It is all a choice, and that's truly up to you to determine which way you want to be looked at.
So I've recently just become very comfortable with my sexuality. So I do identify as gay, and I came out at 16 years old. to my family and to my friends, but until recently, I still wasn't very comfortable with it. And it was based off of society. So even my parents made me feel like being gay was wrong. I remember my grandmother saying being gay is the most disgusting thing you can be. So I suppressed my sexuality for a long time. So I didn't share it with the world. I wasn't out here introducing people to who I was dating, and I wasn't even really dating. I would say I was more thotting and bopping than dating, and it was because I wasn't comfortable with who I was, and I didn't feel like I deserved to be in a relationship because, once again, in my mind, it was the most disgusting thing to be. Now I feel so open, I feel so free, I feel like I can be my authentic self. I'm enjoying dating a lot more. So for me, when it comes to sexuality, I don't think it's a choice. When it comes to how you feel you were born, if you were born in a male body and you feel like you were meant to be a woman, then that is you. I don't think it's a choice. I feel like what is a choice is how do you deal with it. If you want to transition, amazing, you have my support 100%. If you want to date a person of the same sex, of course, I'm here for that because that's what I do. If you want to be straight, I support you. I think we all should just be allowed to be who we are and be our authentic selves and just try not to be so judgmental. It's not my place to try to understand. Even if I don't understand, don't matter. You do whatever makes you happy.